Hey everyone, welcome back. Finally getting around to doing a video on the fish room down in the basement. It's going to be probably a two-part build here. Just picked up a few tanks today, or a few more tanks I should say, for the basement fish room we're going to build here. So basically today I picked up, I have four 40-gallon breeder tanks, two 55s, a 75, let's see, about 8 10-gallon tanks probably for fry. We'll see what we use those for. 29-gallon tank, and then three 20 longs. Got all these tanks at Petco. Basically bought all the tanks that they had, and I may stop at another Petco later to pick up a few more tanks. I'm looking for some bigger tanks. Tanks are pretty hard to come by now, apparently, the bigger tanks right now with all this COVID nonsense going on. So I would really like to get a handful of 125s. That's what I'm going to be looking for later today or tomorrow. So I'd like to get probably at least 4, maybe 6 125s in addition to what we have here. So a little about the fish room, since I've been talking about building a fish room. Basically it's going to be, I think it's going to be all African cichlids, and I'm definitely going to get into the breeding because I have some females that are holding in the in a couple of my main tanks, my display tanks. So I'm getting these fish to breed without even trying to breed them. I think it's time to actually give it a shot and see what we can come up with. There's a few really good and high-end breeders locally to me, which I will have access to some really nice and rare peacocks and haps. So that being said, we're going to start this build. I unfortunately am going to be away for 5 days. We're leaving tomorrow, so I'm not going to start this build until Monday most likely, which is about a week from today. Still have a lot to finish in the basement right now. The walls that the tanks are going to go on are just concrete right now. I'm not sure if I'm going to just keep them concrete and literally paint them black or a dark gray color. And then I'm going to make, out of pretty much 2x4s, we're going to make racks like a regular fish store would have. And I'm going to have all the tanks lined up. I pretty much have it figured out already. Here is the 120 grow out tank with the Africans in it. So that is going to be kind of maybe one of my centerpieces, and I'll kind of just leave this as a grow out tank with the 40-gallon sump. I'm going to move this back against the wall, I think. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. There's pretty good space, good 2.5, probably 3 feet actually, behind this tank right now. So I am going to have all sump filters, so it's going to be a setup like this. I'm probably going to have 3 different sumps, so there's going to be 3 different systems, so everything is running off of just 3 systems instead of having multiple tanks. So all of these tanks I'm going to drill. So I've drilled a lot of tanks, so I have all the different bits that I'll need to drill them, along with all the PVC piping and bulkheads, fittings, all that stuff I already have. So it should be pretty straightforward. Basically this whole wall is going to be lined with tanks on racks. I'm not sure if it's going to be 2 high or three high right now, but this wall, and then of course the wall over here, I still have a lot of cleaning up to do, of course, but I'll get that done tonight. And here's a 90-gallon reef ready overflow tank. It's a pretty nice tank. This was my saltwater tank before the 210 replaced it, so I'll kind of have that as a main display tank. This is probably going to be a albino red empress tank, maybe just do the species only. I will have a handful of albino red empresses coming. So that being said, or possibly the white lips, the Madoku white lips. So again, this will be a wall of tanks as well. I'm probably gonna pick up a couple more 55s or a few more 75s and put them on this wall. And then I will build a breeding rack, or I should say maybe a fry rack. We'll see. It's kind of a little early right now, but I might build that right here in the middle so you can walk around it. That's probably what I will do, or I'll put some sort of tanks here. The basement is pretty much unfinished, of course, but probably gonna leave it this way. I'm gonna paint the floors a medium gray color. I'm just gonna clean it up, make it nice down here. Kind of a disaster right now. I'm kind of in the middle of moving stuff around. So we'll get it all straightened out here. But I'm definitely looking forward to this build. It should be really cool. I kind of drew it out and I have a really good plan as to exactly where each tank is gonna go. It's gonna be really clean looking. I'm gonna paint, it's gonna be all 2x4s basically for the shelving, and I'm gonna paint it all either a really dark gray like this tank is, this 120 at the top. This dark gray color. I'm either gonna paint it that, or I'm gonna paint the 2x4s black like the stand is. So should be really good. Really looking forward to it. Like I said, unfortunately I'm leaving for 5 days, but once I get back, I will certainly really get on it, get to it, and get all this finished up here and see what we can do. If you guys have any comments or suggestions, this is the first time I've ever built a fish room. I've had multiple tanks running in the past, but never really anything to this extent. I'm gonna have a bunch of tanks, and if you guys have any comments or suggestions, maybe as to what type of fish I should keep or whatnot, it'd be appreciated. So as for right now, the plan is probably just going to be African cichlids. Thought about doing some salt because I have the saltwater tanks upstairs, or I'm sorry, the saltwater tank upstairs, the 210. So I'm not really sure, but it should be good. So you guys have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to let me know. I'm always looking for thoughts and opinions as to what you guys think. So I do have some update videos coming. I've got so much going on this week, but I'm going to be updating the lighting on the 300-gallon cichlid tank to Kessel lights. I won't get around to that until at least next week, maybe even the following week. See what project I choose to go with first here, whether it's the basement project here or doing the modifications to that tank. Also, the 210 is up and running and doing great. I'll make a quick video on that. Also will include the whole sump operation on that. Like I said, I would break it down. I always get asked about the sumps, so anything you guys want to see, please don't hesitate to let me know, and I will update you guys as soon as I get going with this project. Thanks for watching.